I don't like to talk crap. As I said, shells don't have eyes.
All in a hard day's work.
Oh, you told me this would be rock and roll. Is the world after the war gonna be so exciting?
Get it moving. Make yourself useful.
drugstore, street, lamp.
Check, check, check. Mic check, 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 check.
My job is killing.
Commander, our garrison will be danger.
Can't make bricks without straw. How'd you turn military funds out of a damn Can't make bricks without straw. Turn it into gasoline. Get it moving. Make yourself useful.
Let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. Are they done? Any more? Let's rock and roll. You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave. Let's rock. Are they done? Any more shells? Let's rock and roll. We got you. Let's rock and roll. You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave. Let's rock and roll. Are they done? Any more shells? Don't push me!
Commander, our garrison will defend us.
It works!
Hello everyone, welcome to the HunterBBQ Warpath channel. This is LiveStream, and I just need to give everyone a quick update on Moscow Day 3. I already talked about Moscow Day 1, what you should do and what's the tips, how to speed up everything. So Day 2 is all about the correct planning, everything as well. Day 3 we have a more interesting plan and progress. Is something that you can speed up and make sure your Moscow event is going to be win. So our battleground on Moscow is on 11. If you want to view, you can just go in there and view. So from the game itself say that whatever server you have, you also can build it on 11. This is our server-2, and our alliance is XYT. So we are starting from this side on the top right side, and our face-to-face enemy is on the bottom left side. Is a BAGN. Their original names from their alliance is called BAG, but however we destroyed that alliance one time and somehow they swap and transfers become BAGN. That's how I call it. So a quick update from Moscow. The Day 1, you just want to build everything as fast as you can, but you have to choose the shortest way to build your village, because each of the village costs you point. Inside the Moscow you only can get it, outside of the Moscow you can't get it. That's why you have to be more efficient. Secondly is that you need to capture object. Each of the object give you Moscow point per minute. You can see if you get the ribbon town, will give you 8 points per minute. And we have the settlement give you per minute point as well. But let's see, okay, yeah, give you 5 points per minute. But you can see each of the battleground of Moscow, they have 8 alliance, so each of them has their own settlement. You can't capture their settlement before the time limit, because there is a time limit. That means only the original alliance can capture them. If you are not, you have to wait for it to be unlocked. It's around 20 days from the start of the Moscow. So, but as long you are able to block them for 20 days, you still can capture the first reward. Each of the first reward will give you more Moscow point as well. So you can see our progress is from the path from our CC. We know that on the right side is actually is our ally. That's why we doesn't want to expand there to stop their progress. So we expand on the left side all the way. We already have 1 Raven Town, and then 2 Raven Town, 3 Raven Town is on the connection, and we successfully blocked 1 settlement and 2 settlement. And the 4th, we actually have our own one, number 2, number 3, and we are toward to the number 4 fort. And then you see the Raven Town is here. We are going to take it. so we are very close to the enemy side and we have a lot of battle going on there. So you can see we are successfully to maintain them within a 2 section. We are from our 1, 2, 3, we are going to a section 3, 4, and we are going to approach to the enemy side and try to steal their things as well. Actually, we are trying to do more efficient. The more object you can capture in Moscow, the more reward you will have and more benefit you will have. Like this one is the most interesting object you have to capture, because every 2 days will give you 1 5-star unit. So if you have captured 4 of them and 4 of them will stack up, that means every 2 days you will have 4 5-star unit to all of your members. We have around 200 over, that means 200 of them will get 5-star every 2 days. So it's very important to have them. And the Raven Town give you a military fund 5 million per day. So if you have 8 of them, you will get like 40 million a day. That means you will be super rich with your military fund. So we are getting very good ship in the Moscow. We attack the enemy from the left, right, and all the things that we can attack. We try to organize the attack, and almost 24/7 we are attacking them. They are very low on reserve. That means they can't buy their troop or train their troop whatsoever. That's how I have to get out from the Moscow and attack their outside of the Moscow city. This is our target. There's level 1 city, and we are organizing attack to their level 1 city because most of their members are already inside the Moscow. So you can do things on, let's say, day 3 or day 4. The best on the attack time actually is day 4, because if day 3 we attack now, basically there is a Moscow BAGN, like combat. I forgot the name. Let's go in and take a look. I don't think I can press it, but there is a event that is like each of the day you have to capture. I have here, sorry. So here you have a conquest battle plan. So on day 3 you have settlement. We already have settlement, but now it's 0/1 means I doesn't get that yet. But I have to get back to the Moscow, then I will get the reward. Just like that. So day 1, day 2, day 3 you have reward, so better not to leave it, or you have to get back before the reset date. So the best of the attack time is supposed to be day 4, because if you attack on the day 4, day 5 and you will have another reward here. So that means you have 2 days to organize your attack. Then day 6 and day 7 you have another 2 days attack, and then day 7 and day 8 you should stay inside your Moscow, because it's about the Raven Town. It's very important once it's opening. So that is how we try to organize our attack on the gap on each of the reward and attack while the enemies on low reserve, because the reserve will generate back if you doesn't want to do anything at all. That's why you have to move quick with your plan and try to do the correct things and maintain your enemy low in their resources, their reserve, and whatsoever you have. But you still have to sacrifice something, because sometimes you attack, you might be success or might be fail. However, this is a war game. Once you have a good strategy, you should try them and try to achieve the best result. Now actually we already put time here to wait for our members arrive. Once they arrive, we can start to build the CC. However, we already use up 5 of our CC, and that's how we should abandon one to just put it here. Actually, there's one thing we have to be aware and notice, that the city title, whoever have the title, like I have a Supreme Commander, actually is not working in the Moscow, because in the Moscow title it doesn't work. Only others buff will be worked, like Alliance buff or the city buff is working, but only your title is not working. So once you want to use your title, you have to get out of the Moscow and try to do research whatsoever you want to do that you get back in. But I noticed that once you get out from the Moscow, you have to restart the game to see the difference with your buff, with your title buff, that only will get the effective. So that's how the tips and day 3 update. And now we are waiting for our attack on outside of the Moscow. That's how we pressure our enemy, because everyone just very focused on their Moscow war, and they really use a lot of the resources there. And you can see they are keep on war on the very narrow entry there, and this is our ally. They try to burn the enemy villages for us because we are not quite there yet. But however, the more closest we have to them, we can airlift there and then we can support to the war side. So the other side is super far, but actually we did have a team there yesterday. They did a very good job to block all the enemy expansion, so they can't move forward. And the enemy is very panicked. They do have some discussion and chat up, try to be peace with us on Moscow or whatever they have. But this is a war game, so we should try to achieve the biggest benefit for our own alliance, because Moscow is only open for a month. So what is closed, that means all the things that you fight here is become vanished, and it's just a fun of the event. That's why you should capture the more, get the more benefit as you can, because each of the benefit will directly reflected to all your members. If you have 250 members, all of them will get. If you have 200 members, all of them will get. If you miss one, that means you miss one reward to all of your 200 members. That's how you should consider, because it's not one person decision to say that they leave something or not important, because 200 people have to bear the burden because they didn't get that as well. So now we are waiting for our team, our members to come here to build the CC. What you can do now is try to clear some ribbon or the founder, so they have more space to put down their base to build. Actually, I think still not there yet. Once we have 10 people here, we can try to build. And you can see currently it's not anyone defending this city, because all of them is still inside Moscow, and I'm back to this city and waiting for the attack plan. However, we have a time limit, because we have to get back to Moscow to get the reward of the conquest battle plan. That means before the UTC reset, we have to get back there. That means we have about 10 hours to work on, including burn their village and cut their things. The best we want to cut actually is their research, the tech zone, and the tech buff, and other buff that has bonus whatever. Because the tech buff, we will reduce their 5% attack on their whole alliance. You can see also this is defense buff already. However, we still want to cut it, and the attack buff is this one, is it? Yeah, offensive command center get this percent. Right, it's too long that I didn't visit a level 1 city, that confused myself. But however, the most important is the tech zone, because 5% tech speed up is a huge deal. Other than that, other things is not very important. The most important is the offensive and defensive command center. But the best is still the tech zone in your level 1 city. After the achievement of level 1 city, we can move to their level 2 city and try to attack there, because the same goal, we want to cut off their buff for their whole alliance. We noticed that the enemy have 2 sets of level 3 city, so we will slow down on attack their level 3 city, because it's a huge project to kill 2 of the level 3 city, but level 1 and level 2 seems to be an easy target. That's why how we want to try on that.
will drink from their skulls!
I don't like to talk crap. As I said, shells don't have eyes.
So as you see, we are trying to build SCC now since we still have 3% here, but I think it should be okay because we have a lot of point in our layers. Once you are inside the Moscow, actually the Moscow village will give you your alliance, normal alliance point and a Moscow point, and so you will get a double point. That's why you should be have always use your point on something, research or build something, because there's too much point to be stored. Maximum you can store around 15 million point, but we are already at that max. That's why we try to use it on something else, because Moscow point doesn't have enough. That's why we have to come back to the outside world to spend it here. But however, it's still a fun because we try to create more battleground, more gameplay to play. So not everybody to be very stacked on Moscow itself only, but if you have a good ship, you should try to achieve more, not only focus on one battleground, because you can win more target, win more achievement with the same period of time. And this is a war game. If you only focus on one battleground, that means you only win one victory. But if you try to attack 2 to 3 places, like I mentioned before, then the enemy will try to be play smart. But the most reaction is that try to be panic. They will be panic. Then they have to arrange their team to defend here and there. So they have to decide to lose their level 1, or they try to focus on the Moscow, or how they'll react. Because we are attacking the enemy side, so once we have failed, all we lost is whoever come here with a city pass, and the last point that we are overloaded, so it's basically nothing much we are going to lose. And it's still fun because in outside of the Moscow we have airlift. Our team doesn't really use airlift at all, but the enemy usually in the Moscow they use airlift because they have to be defense. Then beyond what we can do is use our truck to move over, because we can't use airlift in Moscow because we doesn't have a land near to the enemy side. So hopefully there's a good battle in the level 1 city, otherwise it's quite a boring learning whatever. So you can see the builder team is already decided to connect to the Riven Town. This is let me count, this 1, 2, 3, this number 4 Riven Town we are going to take. So it's quite a good progress we have. Besides that, is nothing much you can do, but if you can see, mostly you are in Moscow, you will see a lot of your member will get somewhere in the map and just be a farmer there. But some really willing to sacrifice, they just sit on the random area just to block the enemy. Actually they are not getting the alliance point, the store, the coin to buy alliance store, and also not getting the 25% speed up gathering resources, but they're willing to sacrifice that just to contribute to your alliance. That's why we have people sit outside here, and we do have people sit outside here, and some of them sit to be help our allies so they can push their villages toward the target. That's how you have some very good member in your alliance, and some just forget about everything, just sit there and farm whatever they like. It's like playing a SimCity game, just sit there, do not want to move their ass at all. But as long as they're still your member, they still try to contribute, and we really try whatever that we can to ask them to help. In the battleground, you see a lot of people is going to the battle war zone. A lot of them got burned out, that's why they are in the random places. I got burned out a few times and moved there and burned out a few times. That's why my combat drill is 5 million point. So because this is a super narrow entry, our member have to move out. Our member used to be stuck on this entry to fight for them to get the villages built success. So they are not moving there yet. Once they built here, they can move to this side maybe, or this side to double attack, like sandwich the Riven Town. but the Raven Town still have a long time to open. Still have 4 days now. Just 3 days. That means when the time open, I think these lands already become our land. That's what I forecast. So let's see anybody react to their level 1 to defense, because it's the most interesting time. I'm not sure this has a price attack or not, because obviously on LiveStream, our enemy will always get into my channel and look at what I'm doing. But this is a fun game, so even though you disclose your intention, your plan, but you still have face to face to fight. That's how the fun going. If you just do everything hidden, do everything underground, enjoy most of the whole game. But the real fight is fun things, so that you need a strong army. If you doesn't like fight, then why you should have a powerful army. So there's nothing much I can do. I have to wait for the CC to build, and how I should play the game now is just a wait.
Then start from the beginning. It will repeat just like before. Night, I see ripples on a canal. Drugstore, street, lamp.
So now I'm watching. This is the best of the best alliance in this game in the history. 7NA, 7 Nation Army is the best alliance in Warpath. When the game started, the alliance, I think they play before the server 2 started. It's around more than like 200 to 200 days. Some of the members play more than that, like 1 or 2 years before the game even launched. They are super beta players, and you can see they are always super powerful. And let's see how's their mouse curve doing in their ground, because I seldom visit their battleground. But since I have time, I can try to visit it, and let's take a look. So I can see this is their battleground, their settlement. That means their starting point. They are starting this side means they are top 1 in their Moscow event to be ranked up. So you can see if we are all opening the same time in Moscow, they're from their side, they'll try to capture Raven Town 1, Raven Town 2, and they're not touching the Raven Town 3 yet. That's mean they're quite slow there. I'm not sure why. And then this is a very funny build that I already mentioned in our alliance in the internal group. Why? Because you see they have 2 paths. You can see this is the root of the big root on the path, but actually you do need to follow it, because follow is sometimes is mislead you thinking that it's a best route, but actually it's not. If you see, your CC can set up anywhere here, but this one I'm not sure why they need it, because wasting villagers in Moscow is a disaster. I would say that for sure, because if each of the villages is very expensive once you build up, but at the beginning you think it's not a big deal, but actually it's very big deal. That's how you can see they are stuck on section 1, section 2, and not even going to section 3. We are from this side, section 1, 2, 3, 4 already, 4, and then we are touching number 5. So our progress is super fast. And I'm not sure they have their true enemy that can stop them. You can see all of them is try to protect their own land, not really do any battle. But we are doing a very good job to spread all our members of XYT to capture the whole map. That's why you can't see all of them to capture anything. But I can see this ground is a bit messy. Everybody get their own things. That means you are very hard to get the next door. You have to kill the next door to get their things, but once you reach to the other side, they already secure that. So back to the question, why you should not build like this if you are top 1, because if your CC is on here, you build this side and this side, and you see you can build 1 village, 2 village, and you are reach this one. So I can say this one is 100% you need to build village, because you have to go up this path, but this 1, 2, 3, you reach here. So but you are from this side, you try to build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 villages back to the same road, the same path. That means you wasted about 3 villages just to achieve the same thing. And as everybody play Warpath know that nobody can burn your land if they doesn't have a CC attached to the land. So it's a very stupid idea to build there. They definitely need a better builder to fix this problem, because we see this problem with our enemy as well, but we're not trying to teach them to reduce it. This build path seems okay, but actually there's a better route, because they should build this one all the way here and then all the way here, then just go back here, because this one is totally wasted a little bit more when we count the villages amount. So that's how you should not always follow the route from the map. You should always use your own calculation to count, so you will get the shortest way, and the more shortest way you found, the further places you can reach. That's how compare you are from section 1 to section 2. What's the last one? The last 2 is called section 1, 2. And let's see our villages again. Our build 11. Yeah. So you can see we are 100% make sure that what we want to achieve, because the fort on our side I already mentioned is 100% is us. Nobody will just abandon their settlement and all the way build their CC here just to get a fort. That's why we just leave it there. We know that 100% won't be steal by anybody. Once we need it, we will build to there, but we know the cost will be more expensive. That's why we want to capture the things far from us. Secondly is that we are section 1, each of the settlement section, one section. So one section and these two sections, they doesn't even build anything because we stop them. Section 3, we stop them as well. Section 4, these are our allies. That's why they built there, but actually we still take their Raven Town. We doesn't need their settlement before the 20th day lockdown. Then we will get their fort as well, and we will going to the enemy side is super fast. If you count section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4 already touching the section 4 and going to section 5. So our build path is super convenient. Shortest way we found. We're touching everything. We know that we get this Ribbon Town. We do not even need to waste our villages just to touch it, because we still have 4 to 5 days to do that. That's why this one we touch there to make sure nobody mess with it, because if we just cross over, it's too far to defend it. If somebody suddenly build a CC there and capture. And this one we here, that's why we doesn't need to connect to the fort, because just one village away. Now we are focusing to approach to our enemy. So when we have a big wall, we can always airlift back and support to the wall zone. So this is how we should compare, and this is the mistake that we telling. You do not need to waste a lot of villages just to build, randomly, because each of the villages is very expensive. But like I seen the battleground on the 7NA battleground, they have a lot of let's see, number 4. Yeah, number 4. I think most of their other competitors is still up to level. However, they try to be secure their own land. That's why they doesn't need to care about the efficient way to build. They just secure whatever they can, just like that. So controlling the whole map is a huge work. If it doesn't have all the amazing members and the fighter, you are having a hard time to do that and achieve. But that's how you should do it. Actually, it's quite funny. Their CC is here. I think somehow the 7NA they relocate their CC to this side. Maybe, I'm not sure. But actually that's the happening, because always your CC should start on the settlement. Because if it doesn't want to start on your settlement, that means you're losing a lot of points. It's 5 points per minute under the clock. So you want to get it as soon as possible, then you expand it. So back to my city and see anybody defend or attack our CC. So basically nobody approached yet. We still need to wait how long? About 1 hour and 47 minutes. That's fine, because what we want here is try to withdraw some of the enemy inside the Moscow and come out to defense, so we can have a head up the war with them and enjoy some fun. Because now it's combat drill. You can see the events running. 12 hours left. I'm around 5 million points. So we need more war to gain point. But actually, most of the enemies they very low on reserve. They are not really into the fight. That's why we try to force them to face up the fight again. But if they doesn't want to face up the fight, it's okay, because we are cut off their level 1 city. Once we are cut off their level 1 city, they are losing the buff and their huge religious point that can be support to the Moscow. It doesn't want to lose that, because the real world and the Moscow world, the religious point will add up together, but just that the outside of the Moscow doesn't give you Moscow point, so you need to be very careful with it. So besides that, maybe we can look at another battleground of the Moscow, and I can see how others people doing. So basically I'm not really familiar with all the alliance name, but I do know some of the alliance name that is quite strong. So we will look into the strong one, and if you have a suggestion that look at your battleground, I can take a look and give you some advice. So yeah, this is the second top alliance in the server 1, if not mistaken, because they are officially 7 and 8 allies, and there's almost about double ally in server 1, so it's super hard to beat 7 and 8 because they are double allies, super alliance there. So you can see their power is super strong. So let's see how they're doing in their battleground. Alright, so they're supposed to be top 1. This is their starting point. You can see they also try to achieve this side. Maybe it's their allies, that's why they doesn't want to expand there. However, they already connected their own fort, just to think that the fort maybe is very important. But if they're 100% that nobody will steal it, if this is their allies, they can just leave this route, and they still make the same mistake. You see, they have wasted some of the villages on build some random things, but maybe they think it's not a big deal. But once you build up until this so far away, your point actually need to be like say per 2 hours per villages and 3 hours per villages, and go up like that. That's why you doesn't want to waste your villages if you know that you are 100% getting things done, and not to waste on some useless things. But actually they are quite good. They are section 1 go until this section 2, but they cannot achieve anything on section 2 because they try to take the Raven Town, and they're going to section 3. They already got the section 3. I think there's a huge wall there, and I'm not sure why they relocate their CC to the other side. Maybe they think that this side is super safe, that's why they need the CC here. So they are section 1, 2, 3 and 4. They are also reached to the section 4. So you can see their enemy is quite aggressive as well. They try to steal up the things. It's quite a war there. It's considered a very fair chance to play, and a lot of actions. Actually they're doing a great job. I'm not saying that they're not good, but they can be improvement to be more efficient and more cost saving. But I'm not really seeing their war actually. That's why we have to look into it. They put a next here. This side is blinking. Is it building or fighting? No. So they have all the member here. That means they try to fight this side, and this side doesn't have anybody defending inside. That means they are dead. So they are very clouded here. It's a huge war, but what they want to achieve is supposed to be killing this Raven Town to get another object. The best is this one and this one. It's a huge deal if they can get it, but from their building path to get it is a little bit tough, because here they're really touching the other allies. If the allies try to attack them and they want to capture the other 2 Raven, there's a huge problem. So they have to settle this one. But once they settle this one, the yellow side, they are losing time to build on the expansion. That's why they have to make a tough decision. However, they can divide the team on just maybe 10 or 5 people just to defend, to delay that, and try to push the Raven Town. The other, all the main, you can try to push on the other side. So they are still doing a great job, I would say. So you can see they're here still doesn't have any activity yet, so I will take a short break just to rest a bit and wait for the battle come and happening. So just wait. If you have a question or anything you want to ask, or you have a suggestion or anything, you can just let me know, so I will do my best.
drink from their skulls.
All in a hard day's work. My. A full load of resources. This load ought to keep us busy. Can't make bricks without straw. Feast your eyes on that treasure trove. You can't make bricks without straw.
Remember to take your weapons when you are dying, or Valhalla won't accept you. You told me this would be rock and roll. Is the world after the war gonna be so exciting? will drink from their skulls! You told me this would be rock and roll. Is the world after the war gonna be so exciting? like to talk crap. As I said, shells don't have eyes.
Oh, it's me. I'm back again. This is quite boring to keep reading and no action. So I'll just take a time to look at the Moscow on our official alliance in the other battleground and see how they're doing, good or not. So you can see, first I want to look at V because they are our official alliance and I want to see how they're doing. That is V. I want to see how they're doing in their Moscow. Their enemy is supposed to be this one, CP and Tail. So let's take a look at their battleground and see what's their status now. So you can see, whoa, this is a huge progress. You can see they from their side already captured 2 Raven Town and 2 fort. I think they already noticed that how we do it. Doesn't want to waste their villages just to get their 100% Raven fort there. Then the other side they try to avoid. Maybe they know they doesn't want to waste more villages there, so they reach to the other side already. So Wheat is already have their own town there, but they're still doing the same mistake as I mentioned. A lot of number one, they getting the same mistake is double path, where you can just achieve to the same path, same route with less loot. And so this is a very bad position they try to build because they try to reach here, then they stop, then they try to reach here, and they have to be every time they be very long to achieve their object because this path here actually is quite a short one. This one here until here, so when you open the factory you just go in and get here, and then actually the settlement is not the very important things you want to do because they were locked about 20th stay, but they are still quite doing good because they have 1 Raven Town, 2, 3 Raven Town. They are get about 1, 2, 3 Raven Fort, and so they are touching the other alliance. But you can see here doesn't have any giant to now conquer the whole map like us. Everybody try to do their own things, so once they attach to their main enemy on the tail side, they will have a huge battle, but actually they're doing quite good. They're from section 1, 2, 3, they're on section 3. So supposed to be okay. And let's look at the other allies. The other allies I want to look is RC. XRC is another of our official alliance. To look at how they're doing in their battleground. Okay, here is the XRZ. This is another official alliance of our Life. So let's look at it how they're doing in their battleground, just to get the update. So from the position, they are on the second places. Second places, you are from the top side here, like us. So the first top one, they are doing not a bad job, but a lot of random build, like
As I
everybody
said,
on the
shells
first
don't have
builder
eyes.
side section, they will just build randomly, have the same mistake once they see the route. And they are doing the protective build because they try to protect their own things on it. So our Leola is doing a good job. They try to connect up the fort and the Raven Town. Even though it's not the best thing to do at first, but at least you get something confirmed. So they are having 2 Raven Town and 2 fort. Then supposed to be okay. They are building toward right side. Then there's nothing much to see there. So you can see some allies is doing good, some is not very good, but it's still too early because it's still a 3 days Moscow. It's up to maybe 20th day. There's a lot of things will change. So another alliance I want to look at it is Ta. Yeah, this one. So let's take a look. So look at the color there. I know that they're doing good because they also reach the section and try to be very aggressive. And the other side, the back, this one is supposed to be original back, but we beat them. They have become secondary alliance. They're also doing good. So that's all. And you see they're doing the same mistake.
Oh, you told me this would be rock and roll. Is the world after the war gonna be so exciting?
Remember to take your weapons when you are dying, or Valhalla won't accept you.
All in a hard day's work.
You'll die, then start
My,
from the beginning.
A full
It
load of
will
resources.
repeat, just like before. Night, I see ripples on a canal. Drugstore, street, lamp.
you